Finally, if you haven't enjoyed a visit from our One Heart and One Mind Capital Campaign Committee, please expect a call, or you can call us. We hope that you will welcome us into your homes as we share with you the exciting news of the next step in Washington Memorial Chapel's future and how you can be a part of it. And to make that real for us today, our next testimony is from Chris Hyde, who's going to share with you what's special about Washington Memorial Chapel to her and her family. Again, welcome to Washington Memorial Chapel.
Good morning. I'm actually more nervous about this than I am like all the work presentations I give. So I just wanted to tell you, I think almost everybody here knows me, but me and my husband, Kevin, we have two kids, Amelia, who is almost 12. Oh no, she is 12. And then our son, Hayden, who's 10. So I thought today I would just tell you a couple of stories to start with and then kind of end it with what the chapel means to me. So the first story would be how we came to be at the chapel. So my husband was in the Marine Corps. He's still a reservist and he's getting ready to retire, but for the first big chunk of our life, we traveled all over the country. We've belonged to a lot of different churches over the years. I actually became Catholic. We got married in a Catholic church, but I was Lutheran growing up. And so when we got to this area and we settled down and we're looking for a church home, we actually spent much of 2009 touring a lot of different places. It was actually a particularly tough time for our family. We'd had a lot of deaths in our families. We were looking for, going through job changes. I was pregnant, so we really were looking for a place that would be foundational for us, a place that, could be, I guess, that light for us during that time. So we found the chapel. Actually, Kevin found it, and obviously, being a Marine, the military ties, being in the park spoke to him, but we came, tested a couple of services, loved it, and it wasn't long before we became members. Joe and Laura Major were our sponsors, which takes me to the next story, which would be 2011. We were at one of the Majors' holiday parties. I was pregnant with my second, with Hayden, and my water broke at their Christmas party. So we rushed from that holiday party to the hospital. And I had my son, so that's always an interesting, when I think of the Majors, I think of how welcoming they were, and what great friends they've been over the years, but I also always remember that. When I think of the chapel, and I kind of fast forward a little bit, I think of the 2012-2013 timeframe. Kevin actually went away for a year and a half. He was making trips home every couple of weeks, so I had two little ones. 1 and 2, and they were in the nursery. They grew up, both of them, in the nursery, and I can just remember sitting in this pew, like, just the moments of quiet, and it was, I think, pretty much the only me time I got for a year and a half, so that's always a special memory to me. I think of Kevin standing up here. I have a picture. He got promoted here. Amelia putting his new rank on him, and I can remember seeing all of our family here. Obviously, they were baptized here. I think of all the friends. I was a county warden at one point, served on parish life, a bunch of different committees, so I've really gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of different people over the years. I think of the kids' first communion, and that's particularly a great memory for me, because what we did was, Father Carl at that time was the pastor here, and he sat here with our kids in the front row after the 10 o'clock service, and I think they asked him, especially Hayden, 50 questions that questions I have. He was so good with them and so patient and talked them through everything and made it so special. And even now, our lives are a lot busier than they were at one time. We travel all the time for our careers, our kids are so busy. But when we can, as much as we can, we come back here. It's so important for our kids. They're constantly having questions about their faith. Sunday school is great for that. Just having this as a home base for our family has been so important. So I wanted to wrap just, I guess, by explaining why I'm telling you all these stories. And when I was thinking about this testimonial and what I was going to say, what just kept coming to my mind was how through all the different phases of our life, the chapel's been here in different ways. It's so integrated into our life, our family, our home, and I just feel it's so important that we're stewards of this building and this place so that it's here for our kids and our kids' kids, and I can't imagine not having had the chapel here. So that's what the chapel means to me and why I think the One Heart, One Mind campaign is so important. Thank you.